We rely on massive, super-cooled machines to see the invisible mechanics of our universe. Smashing particles at near light speed is how we decode reality. But if you rewind 1,400 years, that lens shatters. The naked eye was the absolute limit of human observation. In that exact setting, the Quran emerged. Muslims believe it to be the word of God, delivered to Prophet Muhammad. It is, at its core, a manual for belief, morality, and distinguishing right from wrong. There were no observatories hidden in the desert. Microscopes, deep space satellites, and modern laboratories were centuries away from being invented. Yet throughout its pages, the text actively commands its readers to investigate nature. And more remarkably, it describes physical phenomena, from the birth of the cosmos to deep ocean currents, that were completely invisible to anyone living in the 7th century. To understand how detailed these descriptions are, we have to look up. The origin of the universe is one of the hardest concepts to observe directly. Today, astrophysicists use the Big Bang Theory to model how everything originated from an infinitely dense point. Surah Al-Anbiya shares a striking parallel, asking if unbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were joined together as one unit before being split apart. And it doesn't stop at the initial fracture. The text states, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed we are expanding it." Modern astronomy confirms this exact continuous expansion, with galaxies pushing outward in all directions. This photograph captures the phases of a solar eclipse, a visual result of planetary motion. Long before Johannes Kepler calculated planetary paths, the Quran described the sun, the moon, and the day and night as swimming along in spacious, well-calculated orbits. Looking closer to home, the text also makes a distinct claim about the sky directly above us, calling it a protected ceiling. We now know Earth's atmosphere does exactly that. It acts as a literal shield, burning up meteors and blocking lethal radiation from the sun before it can reach the surface. Then there's the matter of what actually makes it through that ceiling. The text notes that iron is sent down to Earth, providing great might and benefits for mankind. Take a look at this iron meteorite. Modern science tells us that the iron found on our planet was not originally forged in Earth's core. It was created in the intense heat of exploding stars and delivered here by meteorites bombarding the early planet. These structural blueprints of astrophysics, expansion, orbits, atmospheric shields, and meteoritic iron, were written down a millennium before humanity possessed the glass lenses needed to verify them. If we bring our focus back down from space to the Earth's crust, we encounter the massive scale of the planet's mountains, towering high above the surface. But the Quran draws attention to what happens underneath them. It repeatedly describes mountains using a very specific analogy, as pegs that firmly fix the Earth and keep it from moving. Geologists now understand this through the principle of isostasy. This diagram illustrates how surface mountains are actually supported by massive, deep roots plunging into the mantle below, acting as heavy anchors that balance the Earth's crust. From the stabilizing rock beneath us, the text moves to the intricate water cycle above us. It accurately details how winds drive clouds, how rainwater is sent down in measured amounts, and how that water revives dead lands, processes we now study as evaporation and condensation. And when that water eventually reaches the ocean, the text outlines another specific boundary. It mentions two seas that meet in a junction, but are separated by a barrier that neither can cross. Oceanography confirms this phenomenon. Where different bodies of water meet, variations in salinity, temperature, and density create invisible physical barriers, known as a halocline, that keep the distinct waters from mixing. The deep mechanics of tectonic roots and stratified ocean currents operate completely out of sight, yet they were accurately mapped by a text bound to the dry surface of the Arabian desert. But the most hidden frontier isn't found in the deep sea or outer space. It is found inward, at the microscopic level of the human body. The Quran lays out a sequenced description of human growth in the womb. It states that humans are placed as a drop in a safe lodging, which develops into a leech-like clot, then a piece of flesh, and eventually into bones clothed with flesh. Modern medicine verifies this progression in embryonic development. Using ultrasound and microscope imagery, doctors observe this rapid division and elongating tissue formation, mirroring that exact 7th century sequence. The text also draws an unusual, hyperspecific focus to the ends of human hands, stating, "Verily we are able to proportion his fingers." Today, forensic science relies on the fact that the topographical ridges on human fingertips are biologically unique to every single individual. No two patterns are the same. These detailed biological blueprints were documented centuries before the first microscope ever magnified a cell, demonstrating a scope of knowledge that completely transcends the physical limits of the era. These intersections suggest a specific relationship between the ancient text and the natural world. It positions the mechanics of the universe as evidence for the mind to process, transforming curiosity into a spiritual duty. By detailing these intricate laws of nature, the Quran presents scientific observation as a path to understanding the Creator, encouraging people to actively study and obtain knowledge about the world around them. For Muslims, recognizing these precise alignments between faith and modern science doesn't challenge their religion. Instead, it deepens their belief through objective, verifiable observation. What this 1,400-year-old intersection offers is a compelling resolution. The rigorous pursuit of scientific truth and deep spiritual reflection do not have to be at war. They can operate as two parallel languages, ultimately describing the exact same reality.